In 2017, Commissioner Paul Seiler had a vision to partner with Salvationists around the world to build or renovate core buildings for increased ministry and service. The Territorial Commander's vision strengthened giving to the World Services Self-Denial Fund, as Central Territory Salvationists learned of diverse local ministries around the world. 2 years later, we look back and consider their stories.
I was glad when they said to me, "Let us go to the house of the Lord." Psalm 122:1.
Eastleigh Corps in Nairobi, Kenya, has faced challenges in order to earn community acceptance. The neighborhood is made up of mostly non-Christians, and the Corps was burned down 3 times.
There were many challenges, having in mind that the planting of the Corps, by the fact that we would expect a lot of opposition. We remember 3 times the church was put down, burnt, and in this case it's actually brought a lot of discouragement to the Salvationists. They had no hope as to whether this Corps would be in existence.
In a temporary building, the Corps persevered, offering classes to women on income-producing projects, parenting, and other topics. As the neighborhood came to realize that the Salvation Army was peaceful, with a desire to serve the community, the Corps was given approval to build beautiful buildings for worship and classroom ministry. Opportunity to reach the neighborhood with the gospel message is ripe with potential. Next, we look at the progress at the Yedinets Corps in Moldova, a part of their Eastern Europe territory. In 2017, their buildings were in dire need of repair and renovation. As one of the 20 new Corps, Captain Sergei and Galina Nika, Corps officers at Yedinets, wasted no time in bringing vision to life. As buildings were improved, children's, home league, sports, and youth programs began to grow in numbers and in faith. One of the ways these new and improved spaces have been used for ministry is the recreation room. Ping pong tables and lively tournaments have attracted youth, where the Nikas and their soldiers are happy to welcome them. The Corps does not just stay within the buildings. Through creative street evangelism, the community is drawn to the Yedinets Corps, where people of all ages are embraced and introduced to an abundant life possible through Jesus Christ. As Captain Sergei puts it, new building, new people, new opportunities. On the northwest shores of Lake Victoria in Tanzania, we find the Kamandu Corps, where the congregation used to gather for worship under a temporary shelter. Undeterred, the soldiers came together to praise the Lord as the heat rose under the blue tarps. They were thrilled to learn they would be partnered with the U.S. Central Territory to improve their Corps. Good stewardship of funds maximized the use of the property for God's glory. In addition to a new Corps building, new quarters were built, giving Corps officers Lieutenant Sangai appropriate shelter. Extra land is put to use by planting bananas, coffee, and jackfruit, creating income for the Corps. Now, Corps officers and soldiers rejoice in a cool, welcoming building. Bwana Sifiwe, praise the Lord. Every community and place of worship has a story, often struggling to minister and worship freely. These examples are representative of the power of prayer in the lives of church members. What a joy to see how God has interceded, in part by the generous giving through World Services Self-Denial. Thank you for your part in bringing joy to 20 new Corps around the world.